They need to have that ignite with a brand, whereas with a Nami and a Lucian, you don't necessarily need that extra damage, but
Oh,
having the
I'm gonna
exhaust.
raise you the fact that they don't have an exhaust into an Irelia.
Yeah, that's the more worrying thing. And we might see an invade. It looks like D-Hero71 has gone
Well,
very
yeah,
far in,
Diarrhea is just
and
there. I
there's
don't know.
5 members of La
I
Mafia, but
feel
they're
like they
not
should
going
just
in.
go. Why didn't they just go?
They're just waiting. And I
For what?
think they might have missed their
Christmas?
opportunity. They have. Just a free
Apparently.
ward. They know it's
Um,
there, but a free ward given.
what was that a stack? Was that supposed to be a stack? Oh, he's got Sweeper first.
All planned. All planned. Giving it to the gangplank. 20 gold in the pocket.
Wait, do you get 2 off 6 minions from that ward? Does it give enough? I don't
Ooh,
actually know.
I'm not sure, but that
I mean,
might
that
be the
moves.
strat.
I mean, I feel like it's less about getting 2 into the Irelia. It's more about the Irelia not getting 2 first on you, because that's how you
Yeah.
die. Because I've died to Aurelia level 2 so many times.
Yeah. And Jaina Proudmore is really, really proficient on Aurelia, which
What is he
could be a
not
worry.
proficient on, to be fair?
Any male champs.
I mean, Set. But I don't know if that counts. I mean, if I say Set Aphelios and Ezreal, like, I don't know if I can count that.
Let's not bully Scott anymore.
I mean, I'm exactly the same. Like, Rakan's the only male champ. Rakan and Shen. I guess Shen's like slightly better.
Yeah. But there we go. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
a
there's
level
the Aurelia
3.
level 2. I mean, both junglers are just like clearing opposite to each other. I don't think Luke Caruana wants to be meeting the Sejuani.
Definitely not in the early
But
game.
already the Lucian Nami like zoning off a lot of CS here.
Interesting though, Scott is Jaina Proudmore being pushed
You
off a
just
little
dash
bit
forward and auto those
away.
barrels, and if you're not ready for it, it's really hard to do anything about. He's getting the poke down, but
Yeah.
like it's a lot less. It's a lot worse than it was pre-change. Like the Aurelia would probably have to pot at this point if it was old Gangplank. Oh, that's a bad miss though.
Yeah.
That would,
Full stack passive, but couldn't
yeah,
quite
that
get
was
onto the
nasty if
gangplank.
he hit. I mean, the grasp, in part, one of the significance of this like range change for grasp is, oh,
Oh, a big combo onto Fanxy. He's been ignited, and I think he might go down. The first blood does go to Christian Simeone on the brand, and it could be that the Nami as well is in danger. Keep on. I think Velvety will just get out in time. But that was a lot used, and first blood going onto the brand.
I mean, that is the snowball they need. If that pick is gonna work, then it needs to be one-shotting people.
Yeah.
But Nami probably gonna stop the back here or not. But yeah, what I was gonna say is like one of the significant parts of him having grasp is like he's gonna be missing a lot of tankiness in the late game that he would have otherwise had from grasp because you get a lot less permanent health from grasp if you're ranged. So he's gonna be getting less permanent health, and that's gonna be one of the like he's gonna be one shot more easily. But I mean,
Well,
with this Lucian behind on double Dorans now, double amp tone for Brand. It's looking pretty good for the Brand center at the moment. We'll have to see how it continues to play out.
yeah. I mean, that's 10 stacks, already, which isn't awful for a Senna, at this point. Definitely be wanting to pick up some more. As they go onto
Yeah.
Velvety, she has to heal.
I think she's
On
dead.
Caruana. The Senna W does land, and I think
Yeah,
it
she's
might be
dead.
down. Nami does go down. Fancy having to play really, really far back, taking a lot of brand poke as well. And that's 2
He's owned out the
kills.
volley back quite nicely there, but yeah, the brand and the center CC, like you hit one, then you do hit the other, which is nice. Like
Yeah.
if you can play that as a kill lane early, I feel like if Fanxi and Velvety just play safe, then they just hard out scale with those two champions, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I would have thought.
eventually Senna will outscale, but if you're sitting back and not allowing
She's just gonna
any
get
of
one
those
shot.
poke, yeah.
The center isn't a good champion into like any of the team. So you're only looking for a weird lane gank here. I don't love this. I don't
No.
see how you'll ever think you're getting this. I mean, this is potentially like what I was saying. Like, yeah, Luke Caruana and D-Hero71, they have the same scores, but like, Luke's been bot lane. He's been making stuff happen. He helped push out the wave. He was there for that play as well, and was a part of what made it be able to happen in the way it did. Whereas Dio, not really able to do much proactive on the Sejuani just yet. I mean, we might see another gank here.
Potentially onto the mid lane. It is going to be pushing slightly, potentially. Honestly, considering the lanes, the state of the lane, bot lane, you could expect another gank potentially. There's only the flash of Fanxy up.
Sedge is around this time though.
Yeah.
'Cause I just don't. I've never liked Lucian ADC, and I get that they're making changes specifically to push it into ADC.
A decent mid lane trade, but the barrel comes down, and now Jaina Pramwell having to get out. Does hit 6 though. Has
He
the
didn't have stacks
advantage.
when he went in. That was the problem. He had. I think he was on 0 stacks when he first hit the E.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Lucian is like, it's just too short range to be ADC. And range is like a much more important thing in the game than like you might think.
You look at the Viego nerf, just how big that was.
No, I've just been range of team cards. Oh,
yeah. Don Simeone just about surviving. Will have to almost certainly back here. They do have the volley bear though.
Oh yeah, this is maybe still going. I don't know. I guess he's
they're
just
gonna.
They're
just gonna get the minions. I think everyone will back, but it is quite a positive position for OPX. Jaina Pramwell is covering as well, potentially if they look for Dragon, but I think everyone will probably back off, and Don Simeone on the brand, fully backed. Interesting though, Don Cunningham will have the Shen as well, if there is Dragon fight.
Yeah, but there's TP on Mord as well, and if he's in lane versus Mord, you can't use it in front of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm less talking about range of champions, I'm more talking about range of team comps as a whole. Oh, they don't just. I want to finish my point. They don't stop fighting.
Cannon barrage is coming down. Jaina Pramwell in a really difficult position here. Does Don Caruana have enough? Not quite, but now D Hero is in a difficult position. The barrels are going to come down. Will they go hard enough? They're not quite going to. But this could be the first dragon, it looks like.
It should be. But yeah, range of team comps is really important, and I think this is like a big point. They don't have range. Like OPX just don't have it. Like Lucian isn't range, and this is exactly what happened last game, and it's a big contributor to like why we won. Your team comp didn't have range, and you played into Xayah, and then you just lose. Like this is another case. Like you're playing into Senna, and you don't have range, so like eventually you are gonna struggle if you can't get on her. Then because it means you always have to be the engage, and that can be like really bad because it can let the enemy team knows what you have to do proactively to win the game. And then they can just play around that. Like the team comp on, I would actually argue that the team comp that OPX has this game is very similar to the team comp you drafted last game in terms of the role each of these champions play. It's actually so similar.
Yeah, it actually very much is.
Champ for champ, pretty much, except for the support, I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, we saw it dragged it out to a 50-minute game, even without the range disadvantage there.
Because no, when they do get the engage, it's big. But like, if you just play to peel and play back, which I think they can with the gangplank, they can just play to kite back with this brand damage with the Senna. Like, the more I look at the two, I really didn't like Mafia's team comp at the start, and I still don't love the brand. And I guess he just doesn't want that cannon.
But Jaina Pramwell just misses the stun there, and so we'll have to...
I mean, they didn't get the cannon, so like, it's so bad for them. But like, yeah, no, the more I look at the Mafia's team comp in relation to the team comp of OPX, I really don't hate it, because they can just play to kite back.
A gank from D Hero 71, and I think a flash away from Don Simeone, the stand united, whatever comes through. Don Cunningham is going to come through. Nothing else is going to happen though. A big Shen ult there to keep the brand alive, to keep that shutdown away from Fanxy. And now Feb might be in a little bit of trouble here. Both ults are down. Don Caruana, I think, will win this though.
I don't think he wins that, does he?
Potentially.
Doesn't he?
Feb is now in a really awkward position.
Oh no, the flash.
There we go. The flash comes down, and Don Caruana, Luke finishes that off.
I still wonder if the Mordekaiser Conqueror stacks run out, because I feel like he could have potentially won that. But I mean, that was really well played by Luke.
And now Scott onto the gangplank. The ult comes down from Jaina Pramwell. It will be enough, and he will be able to get out as well because of the dash.
Disgusting champion, remove it from the game.
Fully out of the game.
I hate Aurelia so much.
Yeah, well, for some reason, that's a champion in the game right now. And he doesn't even care about the Shen.
By the way, absolutely nerfed. By the way.
And if we look at the CS difference as well right now, there's a pretty big gap in
There's a pretty
the
good
mid.
gold gap.
In the mid and the top, there's 600 gold in the mid lane, and a couple hundred in the top lane as well for OPX.
I mean, they're all in all, they're 1,000 gold ahead. I mean, yes, they've got more kills, but I mean, a lot of it is in the CS. Like, bot lane's pretty even.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you ever want to be even in a Lucian lane. That doesn't sound good.
No. Yeah, 1.2k gold ahead are the Mafia currently. The Shen,
Oh,
I think, will be fine,
Yeah,
potentially.
no, I
But
think
Feb
right.
gets it through. The cannon barrage does come down. D-Hero is just in that cannon barrage and will have to get out, taking a lot of damage. Cunningham is safe and out. Will have to take the back, but not bad, to be honest.
I think he maybe could have killed the set there. He said he might have traded his life for it, but I think Sed definitely could have died there because the Shen had the empowered key and had autos left on it. Like 2 autos there, I think he died.
Yeah, keeping her in the full cannon barrage as well could have spelled a lot of
Ooh.
danger. Fancy taking a decent poke as well there from the brand.
This brand should not be allowed to be farming. I don't understand that. Is Lucian just that bad? Like, is it even worse of an ADC than I give it credit for?
Potentially. And this looks like it could be the Rift Herald going down as well. And like you said, just maybe a bit of the knowledge in the jungle Don Caruana has. And I'm sorry, I missed the fight down in the bot lane. Banksy going down, but so does Don Simeone. And I don't think you want to go that far. D-Hero comes in.
And I'm watching it on my iPad. Okay, yeah, no, he just got brand comboed. But yeah, no, they literally just threw everything at each other, nothing missed, and it just like was a trading damage.
But realistically, that's definitely in favor of OPX, surely. They get the shutdown on the brand.
I would say so, yeah.
Wait,
I don't know, was he a shut? I don't think he was a shutdown.
No, he was 2 kills. Yeah, 150 gold.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you got one of the kills in that fight, so it wouldn't count.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like Brand is like one of those champions that you don't really care about suiciding for kills. Because like 1-for-1s is just fine because you stack more and more damage and eventually it's just overbearing.
Yeah, it's a bit like Katarina. 1-for-1 trades are always
like
in her favor.
Brand just eventually just like presses R in a team fight and wins the game.
Luke Caruana might be in a bit of trouble. Goes in on Jaina Proudmoore. Jaina Proudmoore though, the ult comes down. Does have to flash out. Don Simeone in a lot of trouble. The combo goes down onto Fancy. The shield isn't enough. Gomez picks up one, I think. D-Hero 71 in a bit of trouble. Fancy as well, I think, is going to be going down. The double kill though for Don Kosu. Is it going to be enough though? Feb takes one. And that is quite a scary Mordekaiser in the fight
everyone
right now.
Yeah, you need to keep hitting them. You can't lose your Conqueror.
There we go. Okay. What was that? 2 for 2?
I think so. Yeah, 2 for 2, 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
I mean, Brand didn't have.
Oh no, this could be 3 for 2. Feb catching Luke Caruana on the slider.
That is a tilter.
Yeah, thought you could get away with it because of the empowered back, but that was good play by Feb there. Good awareness.
We've already seen one Fed Mordekaiser tragically lose a game tonight.
Yeah. And this should just be therefore a free dragon. It is Cloud Dragon, so maybe not the best free dragon, but it's still a free dragon.
Is this free for a Brandle and a Gangplank ult? I don't know, I feel like they could have done something about that. I guess the Mordekaiser was still there, but still.
I mean, there's a potential for something, but
You could have thrown a band W, you could have pretended you were trying.
I don't mind it, like, they pushed up the wave, they didn't just sit back there and do nothing. It's not the worst thing in the world there.
Yeah.
And realistically, they were
overly critical.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're sort of seeing people move into their first items now. I'm not... are you seeing anything weird in builds? I'm not. I'm seeing a Bandle Glass Mirror on this Nami, and it's not a Kindle Jam, and I don't like that.
Banksy taking a huge amount of damage, but so is Brand. Brand is going to survive just about. Now Velvety has to go through the cannon barrage. He's going to get picked up. That's a 2 for 0 in the bot lane.
This is where those 1-for-1s on Brand just like really pay off. Because
Sejuani does have flash though. It is blocked, but it doesn't matter, and that is at least one back. Feb potentially in trouble as well. Already used flash, and he goes down.
Yeah.
And that is Rift Herald, I
The
think, going to be
Mafia
placed down.
looking
Don
really
Kosu
hot
in
here,
trouble, in a
but
lot of trouble though, and that is having to flash out away from
that was
Scott.
a very nice flash.
Really, all this
But
happens
yeah,
so.
no, I was worried there because the brand missed literally the abilities he's maxing, that being his W. I assume he's maxing it anyway.
Yeah.
And they still just had enough damage just with the fireball in between the two champions. Like, that wasn't how you don't want to play into brand and how it's really hard to
in a
play
lot of trouble though. Jaina Prowler is taking a huge amount of turret shots. Has to be really careful for a Gangplank Q potentially. The shutdown does go through though, but now D Hero 71 in a bit of trouble. Gets the blast cone over, but Don Caruana Luke is coming up to the Aurelia, who doesn't have anything. That's one down. Can he get the Sejuani as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gone as well.
That's
that
really
Rift-
bad for OPX. I mean, he got the shutdown on the Gangplank. There's only two gold shutdown. Fed though.
Yeah, now this is another fight. I think Feb will probably win that. He does. There's so much action. And
yeah,
this will be...
they haven't really. Both teams really said we're closing this out before.
So,
said like 20 minutes.
First turret went down top lane to the Rift Herald. Bot lane turret goes down in response, but another turret goes for La Mafia. And I think all in all, if you're on the Mafia side, if you're watching in the wings, that's probably more in favor of La Mafia, wouldn't you agree?
Nearly 3k gold lead at this point. Yeah, I mean it's looking pretty big. The brand again, like if a brand has a lot of kills and a lot of deaths, it's the brand doing brand things. You know, it's a brand doing his job. He's got the Leandres now. Gale Force for Lucian, which is gonna help him be able to dodge out. I guess we are just moving back into crit Lucian off the changes, but
yeah.
I don't know, now that they're behind, now that the brand has
Oh,
kills,
the
I think it's
Sejuani
really
coming
hard
into the
for
mid lane. Brand having to be a bit careful, but the culling comes in. The tickling doesn't really do much right now. It is. I just want to point out, while there's a little bit of breaking action, currently it is 6,100 gold on the Volley Bear compared to under 5,000 for D Hero on the Sejuani. So
this game has been a little
gold.
bit like of a subtle jungle diff, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like this is another sort of failed gank, I guess. Oh, we might die.
And now it's really failed. The stun as well from Don Simeone, and that's going to go down. Luke takes one, potentially takes another if Velvety gets caught. The flash comes through. That's a double kill. And this is Baron spawning as well. Sorry, not Baron, Rift Herald.
Oh yeah, no, okay. If it was Baron, I mean you don't really have the DPS for Baron because like you haven't got Kraken Slayer Senna, which I think is probably the build now, but she's got attack speed buffs. And you've got like an APC, I guess Gangplank DPS a bit later, but not yet.
Now, Feb might be in a little bit of trouble. He does have ult though. He does have the Realm of Death if he needs to use it, I believe.
Of course you can't R the Gangplank here because it would be ideal if you could, but he just oranges it. Oh yeah, he just misses everything and dies.
And I think that might be it for Feb, but the reinforcements do come. Reinforcements do come.
I don't know what Don Cossi was doing there. It was almost like he couldn't see where the Mordekaiser was going to come out.
Yeah. Maybe just second guess himself with the barrels, but unfortunately a kill kind of goes in waiting there. And we're now just 20 seconds away from the dragon spawning.
Essence Weaver Gangplank. Essence Weaver is a crit item, right?
Yeah.
Because Gangplank's probably on
the
shield
tickling
right
comes through. Tickling comes through. Fancy in a bit of trouble. So is Scott. Scott's in a lot of trouble here. And that goes to Don Gomez on the Senna.
I guess they were fine top lane.
Yeah.
Gangplank.
Just about. The Sejuani is maybe looking for them, but we'll be able to find them, and that is just going to be a dragon taken for a turret.
I mean, they are like these CS leads are pushing, but like the Aurelia is being neutralized by this bot lane just by like the sheer amount of damage they have. Like, she doesn't have the resistance to deal with it yet. I do potentially still think that like OPX can play to outscale, but yeah, the team comp is not fun to play from behind. It's really definitely not.
Yeah.
Lucian was not the one here, I don't think.
And Senna now has 65 stacks at this point. Really started to scale up herself.
Yeah.
And that Rift Herald gets not just the turret bot lane, but a second push as well onto that inner turret, taking it pretty low again.
I don't know if this was a call for a collapse or what. The brand is alone. I feel like you could maybe... Oh, probably not.
No.
I mean, yeah, we're just gonna be in a lull now. We're waiting for one team to like look for Baron because we're way off next Drake. I don't think this is I honestly don't think this is the Soul game. I mean, yeah, it's Ocean Soul. It seems we'll go for it, but I think the game will be pretty much concluded by the time Soul is on the table.
Yeah, and there's still a full dragon timer and another one before we even see the potential of a soul.
Um,
What is the state of the game right now, though? Who do you think is in the stronger position? As Don Corsu is going to get caught here a little bit by Scott, and he does. He'll be caught through. Jaina Pramwell picking that one up. The slow from the Sejuani ult may have just been enough.
I mean, even
well.
in light of that play, I think the Mafia is looking really strong. I think the brand is looking really, really strong. I think the
The
pick is
volley bear as
susceptible to
well.
just being. If he gets one shot before like getting his ult off or something, it's fine. I think this Lucian is just going to be so useless. Nami with
This is-
Imperial Mandate, Baron solid up. I guess they just don't know. It doesn't make they know.
This is really interesting. It is a
Oh
4v5
no,
as well.
The more fan them. But like the
Aurelia is
yeah,
free
the
pushing here.
Lucian, the Lucian seems pretty useless. And the Imperial Mandate is just a really terrible item. Nami is like by far the best user of it in the game, and it's still not even worth picking on her because it's that bad.
I know very little about those support items, so I'll take your word for that.
Imperial Mandate just doesn't do anything. Like they know it was so broken and they nerfed it so hard that it just there's literally never a reason to take it over Shirley. If you play aggressive, you play Shirley's, and if you're playing defensive, you play Moonstone, and there's never a reason to do anything else.
I mean, yeah, I think Shirelia's would have definitely been a better pickup. You've got Sejuani, Aurelia, and Delusion. You want to be pushing forwards and getting onto the really, really immobile Brand and Senna.
And it is a short range comp playing into an immobile comp. So like you are playing to engage, you're playing into poke. So like the Shreddiers could have really had that. I think I really like Moonstone here as well. Honestly, the mandate just like if you hit a Nami bubble or something, if you hit Nami bubble or like R or someone, they're probably dying, right? To Aurelia or Lucian. Like realistically, if you're getting the mandate proc, then they're probably already dying, and the mandate damage just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I do like the fact that Christian Simeone got Azonya's second item, considering just the Aurelia and the Lucian, as well as just being able to ult freely. You know, get that ult off before you Zonya's. And Fanxi could be in a bit of trouble here. The ult comes down from Luke Caruana.
Nice wave.
Velvety going really deep. Feb, who does he ult here? I think he ults the Brand, taking a lot of damage though. And Feb might be in a bit of trouble here now though, taking a lot. That's an unstoppable bear.
Wait, I just realized, why does Lucian have Gale Force? He's just trying to do even less damage than he already was. Why don't you just
But now we have Scott coming in.
Okay.
The shielding from the center might be just enough. Fanxi takes one down. Brand is still in the fight though, if they want to try and get any more damage out.
I feel like you could have kept going there. I don't...
Actually.
I think that could have been potentially nice. But like this Lucian, like without Kraken Slayer, you saw how much damage it was doing to the Shen, or how much it wasn't doing to the Shen.
Yeah. This could be nice though for a dragon, like the vision setup. OPX definitely have the ability to take all of that vision if they want and have time to back. Just about. If they get their backs off pretty soon.
I'm really finicky about enchanter itemization. I want to see what goes with this mandate.
Yeah.
Because it's probably actually just not Chemtech this game. I don't think they have enough healing to warrant it.
Maybe with a Senna late game, but
I don't think like Nami with Imperial Mandate applies Chemtech to like 2 people, 3 people.
Yeah.
So it's not even worth it. Like
Fanxi pushing up quite a lot there. The barrels do whiff though, and this I think is going to have to be OPX.
Yeah,
OPX definitely in the stronger position.
Unless the volley just ults and the volley doesn't have ult. This isn't fightable. I didn't know where they're trying to try.
This is a big push in. Don Simeone, Brand is taken down instantly. OPX take the dragon as well, and Feb is just in the middle of the fight. Luke is having to already dash out.
Oh,
the flash coming through. This is big. Oh no!
Wait,
the blasting cone.
What?
Like, why did they just leave the center?
Just press Q. She dies to 1 kill. Oh, they're going Baron. I guess they're going Baron. But like, you could easily kill the center there. Okay, that was just that was the nightmare scenario. They took a really bad fight. The Baron got 1 shot. He still got ult up, so he didn't get his ult off.
Yeah, I mean,
Like that's exactly what I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
It could happen.
was the Zhonya's not? The Zhonya's wasn't used, I don't think, as well.
I think he just got Irelia'd, I think.
Yeah.
And in Nami CC as well.
Free Dragon, free Baron, and now that gold lead.
Oh yeah, the gold lead's pretty much evened up.
Yeah, well,
Or
for the
even a
first
little
time,
bit
I
in
think
favour.
OPX. For the first time, I think OPX are now leading in gold.
But like, I honestly think I think the Mafia still wins team fights if Chris just presses his buttons. He just kind of
Potentially. We'll do a quick stack check on the Senna. 86.
I mean, 100
Sitting
is your
pretty.
break point. 100 is a
Yeah.
break point where you like start to become scary.
So
But even in that fight, the Lucian didn't do anything. It was all the Aurelia and the Nami.
Yeah.
But
I
that's what
would
was
also
gonna say
give
about
big credit to the
Moonstone.
Sejuani though, as well, breaking up a decent amount of the fight for
Okay,
La
as long
Mafia.
as we don't talk about the ult, then we can give credit to
Not the
Sejuani.
ult, but the initial
Um,
engages I thought were pretty good from D-Hero.
But Moonstone applies like all of these other enchantery items that you get, all these lovely things like Staff of Flying Water and Chemtech and Armament Sensor potentially. Like Moonstone gives them to people if you're an enchanter that doesn't already have AoE heals or shields, which is like a really big deal to get value out of those things. So Nami going double tome, which tells me that it's gonna be a Staff of Flying Water or God forbid an Ardent Sensor. I really hope it's not Ardent Sensor, but I mean, it's looking like a Staff of Flying Water, which I think is correct here, although I don't know if I love the double amp. If you're gonna do a double amp tome, I feel like you're just at the point in the game where you should be building a Dark Seal. Like, build a Dark Seal and, like, just then work towards the Forbidden Idol. Like, amp tomes on their own and Enchanted don't really do anything.
But now, with these Baron minions, OPX are really comfortable. I like what they've done. The 1-3-1 at all lanes with those Baron minions and pushing in. One turret already gone in the top lane, and another will be going pretty soon if Jane Bramwell can, on that Aurelia, take it. And I think it's going to go down almost instantly now.
Remember,
as
La
it does.
Mafia is the only unbeaten team at the moment.
Yep. And this is just going to be a solo bolo. There we go. Solo bolo going onto the Aurelia. The shielding from Senna
Did
came
he
too
not have
late.
taunt when the tower was alive? Did he not taunt her in the tower?
He did, but Aurelia does not care. And that's
enough.
another mid lane turret gone. And the tickling still hits. Does nothing right now.
It's like, it's almost sad to say. I mean, it's not sad to say. I hate Lucian, but like, it's almost sad to see how little damage it does compared to like how much the Eclipse Shield was doing. But like, no one can match this Aurelia. The Sun is gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as
And
there's a
look at
minion
the
wave-
damage on this turret just from the minions. And there's still a decent amount of time on Baron. Wait, not much actually, sorry. It goes down after this wave.
I question the full Thorn Mail on Dr. Caruana because yeah, it's kind of nice they auto attack a lot, and you want the Grievous wounds, but you have a brand with Grievous wounds who is like pretty much guaranteed to apply it to everyone in the enemy team, and I see them get all off, and at that point you're just losing anyway. So like, I don't really know if if you're 6-1, you're kind of like the most fed member. Don't you just want like a Starks or like I mean,
Yeah,
it
for
looks
that
like you've
team
got like
fight-
Starks now.
For the teamfight durability,
It's
you
not just to
should
kill
be going.
people. Like, this is why you should just be killing people. You shouldn't be playing tank, I don't think.
But
With the gold lead that he has.
a huge change in the gold lead though, nearly 4k advantage for OPX, and I like what they've done there. They didn't push too far up, a lot of damage onto the turrets, but they didn't try and force anything once the Baron buff left.
We've got another
I think that
dragon
was-
coming up now, but again, we're like so far away from Sol because both teams have to. Can we see who those Anathema's chains are on from the Sejuani?
Is it?
I mean, I'm guessing it's volley, right? You can't. No, you gotta click on the person who has it.
Oh,
So
Is
it's
it
just
volley
like
bear? Yeah, it's volley
yeah,
bear.
there it is.
sorry.
I mean, yeah, it certainly should be. I assume so.
But
Like, reducing
who wins
tenacity
this
in the middle
fight?
of a
Surely OPX. They're in a much stronger position. They've
I mean,
got
this
the
is looking a
positioning.
little bit like it did before, but Volley does have ult this time. Aurelia
Scott
on the flank. Oh,
side as
wait.
well, and Brand having to use the
No,
Zhonya's
really
really
nice
early.
Zhonya's, but he's got the
Flashes
ult,
out, but Scott
yeah,
is
the
just
volley's
gonna
bad.
destroy one. That's a full. This could be an ace right here,
I think
and
that
I
might
think it
be
is.
game.
This might even be game. The Gangplank
I-
is gonna try. The Aurelia is just too strong right now, and that is an ace. 5 for 0 triple
I mean,
kill for Jane and Bramwell. That's
the
it.
volleyball just blew up. The brand, I mean, yeah, like I started to believe like for a little bit in the brand, just like slightly, but oh no, the champion is just so bad.
And that is going to be game really well played
Should've
by
blocked the Swain.
by OPX, and as we see the Nexus, it does fall.
The
There
unbeaten
we go.
becomes beat.
Yeah. Ooh.